Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Said Najmi Alif bin Said Fadil. So today, my team and I are going to present topic of challenges of audits in different countries. First and foremost, the objective of our review is to understand how audit challenges differ across countries and why these differences exist. So we look at how economic development, regulatory strength, cultural expectations, and technological readiness influence the audit process and the issues auditors face. We also examine how digitalizations, governance reforms, and cultural behavior affect audit quality globally. By comparing both developing and developed countries, we aim to identify patterns, highlight new risks, and see how global changes are shaping the auditing professions. So these are the 6 academic articles that we use as the main reference for our report. So the first article here is Corporate Internal Audit Challenges in China. This article focuses on the struggle to build an effective internal audit functions during periods of rapid economic growth and corporate reform. It highlights 4 main challenges. The first one is there is a lack of independence, which is internal auditors are often influenced by management or state ownership, which limits their ability to supervise objectively. Second, the audit guidelines and regulations are sometimes unclear, creating confusion about rules and enforcement. Third one is auditors face difficulties in accessing data because many organizations still use traditional, manual processes, making the audit work slow and inefficient. And lastly, there is the issue of information distortions, where the financial data received may be inaccurate or affected by fraud or resources misuse. These challenges show why strengthening the internal audit functions remain difficult in fast-growing environments.
Now, we move on to India, UK, and US. The main issue of these countries are technological and AI adoption in audit, the integration of artificial intelligence and advanced technology in the audit profession across major economies. The first challenge is implementation costs. High initial costs for software and training in both developing countries such as India and developed countries such as UK and USA. Second, skill gap. Auditors lack the necessary IT and data analytics skills to effectively use new tools. Third, ethical and regulatory lag. Technology evolves faster than audit standard, which we know as ISA, creating a grey area for compliance and liability. The last one is data security. This increased risk of data breach when using cloud-based audit platform.
The main challenges Egypt faced in transitioning from periodic audits to continuous auditing for real-time financial reporting. The first challenge is the lack of advanced technology. Many organizations do not have strong IT systems to support real-time data, making continuous auditing difficult to implement. There are also concerns about auditor independence. Continuous monitoring may make auditors too involved in management activities, affecting their objectivity. Another issue is frequent data changes. Constant updates make it harder for auditors to track accurate information and form reliable conclusions. Lastly, Egypt does not yet have specific guidelines for continuous auditing, leading to inconsistency in how organizations apply it. In summary, Egypt must improve technology, protect independence, ensure stable data processes, and introduce clear standards to successfully adopt continuous auditing nationwide.
In Nigeria, auditors are having weak institutional environments as a challenge. For the first one is institutional weakness. High levels of corruption and weak legal enforcement undermine audit quality. For the man-no-man culture, social and political ties often override professional objectivity. Audit committees may not challenge management effectively. And for the third one, independence compromise. Auditors and committees are struggle to remain neutral since they are facing pressure from powerful individuals. And for the last one is regulatory failure. Laws are clearly exist, but they are rarely enforced strictly.
Next, challenges of audit in Indonesia. First is communication barrier. Language difference and high-level communication styles can lead to misunderstanding between auditors and clients. Second is cultural biases. Auditor may misunderstand local business practices and view them as risky or unethical because of their own cultural viewpoint. Third is trust dynamics. Building trust takes longer in some cultures. Without it, client may withhold information. And lastly is regulatory complexity. Dealing with the conflict of gaps between Indonesian regulation and international standard.
Now, I will explain the main audit challenges in Malaysia public sector. First is political and policy influence. Public sector audit often involve sensitivity policy compliance issue, which make the audit environment more complex compared to the commercial sector. Next is auditor competency government accounting. Standards are highly specialized, so auditor needs strong technical skill to carry out effective audits. Next one, we have independent issue. Although public sector auditors are linked to the government, they must remain impartial to ensure the credibility of their audit work. Last but not least, workload pressure. Public auditors usually manage a large number of agencies, and this heavy workload can limit the depth of audit procedure. Overall, this challenge shows that public sector auditing requires technical expertise, independence, and the ability to handle sensitive politics matters.
Based on all the countries we have discussed, we can make a comparative summary, which is common themes and develop versus developing. For common themes, we can divide into three, which is independence, technology gap, and human factors. For the developed and developing, for example, developed countries, which is UK and USA, they are focused on efficiency and AI. Meanwhile, developing countries, which is China and Nigeria, they are focusing on structure and governance. Based on our findings, we can make a comparative analysis. For the first one is technological paradox. For the developed countries, the challenge that they are having is managing the technology. Meanwhile, the developing countries, they are having the challenge of acquiring the technology. So, for the second one is institutional paradox. The structure preventing fraud of China and Nigeria is often the source of it. Thus, professionalism is required. Professionalism requires courage to stand against political pressure, not just technical skill.
Next, how independence and competence risks impact audit quality, especially relating to ethics and professionalism. In some countries, like China and Nigeria, the biggest concern is independence. When auditors are unable to challenge management or say no to unethical decisions, the audit loses its value. Without independence, even a highly skilled auditor cannot provide a trustworthy opponent. On the other hand, in countries such as Malaysia, the UK, and the USA, the main issue is competence. Auditors may behave ethically, but if they lack the necessary knowledge, such as understanding new technologies like AI in the UK or specific public sector standards in Malaysia, then they still fail to protect the public interest. Competence is essential to make accurate judgment and detect errors or fraud. In summary, both independence and competence are crucial for strong audit quality. If either one is missing, the audit will not effectively serve users or uphold professional ethics.
In conclusion, there is no one audit problem that applies to every country. Developing countries usually face issues like weaker government, culture difference, and fewer resources for auditing. Meanwhile, developed countries deal more with fast technology changes that create new risks. This shows that each country has its own audit challenges based on its situation and level of development.
Here are a few quick recommendations. First, for countries like China and Nigeria, it is important to strengthen whistleblower protection and ensure audit committees are properly enforced. Second, for practitioner-focused countries such as Malaysia, United Kingdom, and United States of America, auditors should continue improving their skill through ongoing training and updated auditing standards. Last but not least, for Indonesia, working with cross-border audit firms and developing cultural intelligence can help improve audit quality. This step can support stronger and more effective audit practices.